Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel Jorphany. Today we're going to talk about some dating advice. You know, we see so many of our close friends and even family saying how it's so difficult and challenging to date nowadays, huh?
Yeah, especially like with the online dating thing being like a thing now. I don't know if I'm old school, but I'm just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I couldn't. Like, I'm happy we were at the very conventional, met him somewhere type of romance, but yeah, it's scary out there.
So we wanted to just share some of our top tips that we feel that we know worked for us and have worked for a lot of people. Just because things have changed so much now with technology that nowadays it has become the norm to find somebody online, which is totally great. I mean, I'm sure you could go through a lot more profiles and sort of like filter through a lot of people before you actually decide to meet somebody in person. But once you actually do meet somebody in person, that's what we wanted to actually focus today on. So one of those things is to be very open and transparent. So just because when you meet somebody on the first date, don't change your perspective or your opinion because they have a certain perspective or your opinion, because then it's not going to be a sustainable dating, and even as it progresses forward, because you're not being yourself from the beginning. So ultimately, the first thing is to just be yourself, be open about who you are, where you come from, and everything, so that later in the future it can continue to be that way and you don't have to like change your story about who you are.
Yeah, and even before going on your first date, maybe sitting down and getting clear exactly what it is you want. Like I'm a writer, so I mean I would write out a list of the qualities that are just non-negotiable for you. You know what I mean? Like, is loyalty, is, trust, someone who works out. If that's not something you care, just get very clear, almost as if you were doing a vision board for your significant other. Because if you're just kind of winging it and kind of going with it, then how are you going to get what you want? So getting very clear with yourself, with what you want, is big. So I think for sure you would want to do that.
Yeah, so going into that, it's also important for you, and it's something that we also did at the beginning, is obviously it's the first date or the first couple dates, so you're not going to be like, hey, I want to have kids and get married. Is that what you want right now? Because that might, sort of push somebody. But you do want to just let somebody know, at least like surface level, like, hey, just even though it is our first date, I do want to let you know that what I'm looking for in the future, not necessarily now or even in the next few months, but in the future, I am looking, to get married and to have kids and to have this type of lifestyle. So at least, because what if you are looking to have kids, but maybe that person doesn't want kids, or maybe they already have kids and they don't want to have kids anymore. And so why are you going to continue to date and move forward in this relationship if later on you're not going to be able to see eye to eye?
Yeah, for sure. And just to play like here, men, let's pick the men brain. Like, when do you think that would be a good time? Like the first date? Like, when do you like just put it all out there, or say like, hey, this is what I'm looking for? Like, when would not scare you off?
So I believe that there's a fine balance between being on the first day and saying, hey, so you want to have kids, right? Because that's what I want. Because then it's like, whoa, like we're just starting to get to know each other. Even if it's something I do want in the future, it might be very strong at the beginning. So a lot of it could just be like your presentation, like how, not what you say, but how you say it. So I feel that a good way to say it, like to a man, is like, hey, I know that it's not something that we want to maybe do now or in the very, very near future, but just long term, I do want to let you know that I do want kids. And so I'm looking for someone that has the same vision.
Oh. So you can't be saying, I want to have your babies.
Yeah, you can't be like, hey, can I have your babies?
So I tell him all the time.
She does, yeah, but we've been together 6 years, so you can tell me that. And we are going to have babies in 2019. Anyways, it's all about how you present it, and sometimes not so much what you're presenting. So, your delivery has a lot to do with it. So
yeah, and then going back to his whole, like, staying true to yourself. Like, if something is just that crucial to you, then it's non-negotiable, because then later on, it's just going to create like, kind of like a bump in the road. If religion is something, a certain religion, or like a certain trait or something, like, be aware of that. And then lastly, like, talk about visions. Like, what, like he said, where is this going? Do you want marriage? Do you want kids? Like, where do you see yourself living? Like, talking about that vision, I think, is big.
Yeah, and also, what is it that you see for yourself as an individual.
Yeah.
So individually and collectively. So she just mentioned like, what do you want like collectively, but also individually, right? You know, hey, I want to share with you like what my vision is for my career or for my business, like the things that I'm creating in my life, what I'm working on now, where I see myself in the next 5 years. Because what if you have a certain career and they're totally like, for some reason, not aligned with that, and then later on that's going to be an issue. So, you know, just communicate, give as much information about your individual goals to make sure that it's something that they also see that will work for them in the future.
Yeah, and know if that it doesn't work out, like trust that it's for a reason, because you're making space for the right one that's going to come your way.
That's true, which I love a quote that says you have to get rid of the wrong one to make room for the right one.
There you go.
That's right, guys. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, guys, that's it, guys. So we hope that this dating advice helped you guys. If you have any questions or any comments, drop them below. We'll make sure to respond to you guys personally and as soon as possible. So any questions you have, or if you have experience, you know, and you want to share any other advice for anyone else who watches this video, it could change their life. So just drop it in the comments. Make sure you like this video so a lot of people could see it, and subscribe, hit the little bell so you could be notified every time we upload a new video. And also check out some of our previous videos. Like we just made a video recently that has been doing really well about jealousy and insecurity. So check it out. You'll love it.
All right, see you guys later.
See you later.